Antarctica, a continent of ice and snow, a place of stunning beauty. Vast glaciers stretch as far as the eye can see. Towering ice cliffs rise from the frozen ocean. The air is crisp and cold, filled with the sound of cracking ice. This is a land of extremes, a land of breathtaking wonder. This frozen world is like no other on Earth. It is a place of silence and solitude, a place where life exists in the face of adversity. Penguins waddle across the ice, diving into the frigid waters. Seals bask in the sun, their sleek bodies glistening. Whales breach the surface, their powerful tails crashing back down. Antarctica is a reminder of the power of nature. It is a place that inspires awe and wonder. But this frozen paradise is under threat. The ice is melting, the glaciers are retreating. The consequences for our planet are dire. Antarctica holds a secret. Locked within its icy grip is a precious resource. Freshwater. 60% of the world's freshwater is held captive here. This frozen reservoir is vital to life on Earth. It helps regulate our climate. It influences ocean currents. It sustains countless ecosystems. The ice sheets of Antarctica are a testament to time. They have been forming for millions of years. Layer upon layer of snow has compacted into ice. This ice holds the history of our planet. It tells a story of climate change over millennia. But this story is changing. The balance is shifting. The ice is no longer a reliable narrator of the past. It is becoming a harbinger of the future, a future where fresh water is increasingly scarce. Around the edges of Antarctica, a dramatic change is unfolding. The ice shelves are collapsing. These massive platforms of ice extending from the continent into the ocean are breaking apart. Huge chunks of ice, the size of cities, are breaking off and drifting away. These ice shelves act as buttresses. They hold back the flow of glaciers from the continent into the sea. But as they weaken and collapse, the glaciers behind them are accelerating. The rate at which ice is flowing into the ocean is increasing. This is a stark warning sign, a symptom of a planet out of balance. The collapse of ice shelves is a direct consequence of climate change. The warming atmosphere and ocean are causing the ice to melt at an alarming rate. The collapse of ice shelves is not an isolated event. It is part of a chain reaction, a domino effect with global consequences. As the ice shelves disintegrate, the glaciers behind them surge forward. This influx of ice into the ocean contributes to sea level rise. Sea level rise is one of the most significant impacts of climate change. It threatens coastal communities around the world. Millions of people live in low-lying areas that are vulnerable to flooding. Rising seas could displace entire populations. The collapse of ice shelves is a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our planet. What happens in Antarctica does not stay in Antarctica. It has ripple effects that are felt across the globe. Section 5. Rising tides, drowning cities. The consequences of rising sea levels are dire. Coastal cities and low-lying islands are particularly vulnerable. Imagine a world where entire nations are submerged beneath the waves. Historic landmarks lost forever, millions of people displaced from their homes. This is not a scene from a science fiction movie. It is the reality we face if we do not act now. The collapse of ice shelves is accelerating sea level rise, making this scenario increasingly likely. The human cost of inaction is immeasurable. We have a moral obligation to address this crisis, to protect vulnerable communities and preserve our planet for future generations. Section 6. A disrupted balance. The impact of ice shelf collapse extends beyond rising sea levels. It also disrupts the delicate balance of our planet's ecosystems. The Southern Ocean surrounding Antarctica is home to a rich diversity of life. These creatures have adapted to the unique conditions of this frigid environment. But as the ice melts and the ocean warms, their habitats are changing. Food sources are becoming scarce. Breeding grounds are disappearing. The collapse of ice shelves is a threat to the biodiversity of our planet. It is pushing countless species to the brink of extinction. We are witnessing a mass extinction event unfolding before our eyes. Section 7. Echoes in a fragile web. The consequences of ice shelf collapse are felt far beyond Antarctica. They ripple through the interconnected web of life. The melting ice affects ocean currents, weather patterns, and even the air we breathe. The Earth's climate is a complex system. Every part is connected. What happens in one region can have far-reaching impacts. The collapse of ice shelves is a stark reminder of this delicate balance. We're all connected to Antarctica, whether we realize it or not. The fate of this frozen continent is intertwined with our own. Section 8. A call to action. The situation is dire, but it is not hopeless. We can still avert the worst consequences of climate change, but we must act now. Time is running out. The collapse of ice shelves is a wake-up call. We need to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. We need to transition to renewable energy sources. We need to protect our forests and oceans. We need to make sustainable choices in our daily lives. This is not someone else's problem. It is everyone's responsibility. We all have a role to play in protecting our planet. Section 9. Our future, our responsibility. The future of Antarctica and our planet hangs in the balance. The choices we make today will determine the course of history. We can choose to ignore the warning signs and continue down a path of destruction, or we can choose to act. Let us choose a future where our children and grandchildren can inherit a healthy planet. A planet where the ice sheets of Antarctica continue to stand as a testament to nature's grandeur. The time for action is now. The fate of our planet is in our hands. Let us rise to the challenge.